welcome back to List of. If you've ever had a smartphone die because you dropped it on a carpet, or watched a newly paved highway disintegrate after a particularly aggressive rainstorm, this video is for you. We like to think we're the pinnacle of human achievement because we have high-speed internet and air-conditioned shoes. But the truth is, our ancestors were playing the game on a much higher difficulty setting, and they were winning. Today, we're looking at the list of things humans built that still outperform modern technology. First up, Roman road foundations. Now, I don't know where you live, but in most modern cities, a permanent road repair lasts about as long as a Hollywood marriage. We use asphalt, which is basically oily gravel that hates the sun and despises the cold. The Romans, however, had a different philosophy. They built roads like the Via Appia, using a multi-layered cake of sand, gravel, and volcanic ash cement. The secret sauce was the volcanic ash, which allowed the concrete to actually get stronger over time through a chemical reaction with saltwater or rain. While our modern highways are cracking under the weight of a Honda Civic, Roman roads are still standing after 2,000 years of literal barbarian invasions and heavy chariot traffic. They didn't just build a path, they built a tectonic plate. If a Roman engineer saw a modern pothole, he'd probably demand a refund for the last 2 millennia. Moving from the ground to the sky, let's talk about Japanese pagoda earthquake resistance. Japan is one of the most seismically active places on Earth. Yet, while modern steel and glass skyscrapers require complex dampening systems and literal tons of computer-controlled counterweights to stay upright, ancient wooden pagodas have been surviving massive quakes for over 1,000 years. The trick is something called the shinbashira. It's a massive central pillar that isn't actually attached to the rest of the building. When the earth shakes, the individual floors of the pagoda slide back and forth independently of the central pole, like a stack of wobbly pancakes that refuses to fall over. It's a masterpiece of flexible engineering that modern skyscraper designers are still trying to perfect. Except the monks did it with wood and joinery, no nails required. Next, let's talk about the original air conditioning, medieval Damascus cooling techniques. Long before we decided to poke a hole in the ozone layer just to keep our living rooms at a crisp 68 degrees, the people of ancient Syria were masterclass thermodynamicists. They used mashrabiyya, intricate carved wood lattice, and indoor fountains to create a natural cooling effect. By forcing hot air through small, damp openings, the air pressure changes, causing the temperature to drop significantly. Combine that with high thermal mass stone walls that soak up the heat during the day and release it at night, and you have a building that stays cool in a 110-degree desert without a single kilowatt of electricity. Our modern solution? A giant metal box on the roof that makes a loud humming noise and costs $400 a month to run. Advantage? Damascus. Now, let's get into the weight. How did they do that? Category: the Antikythera Mechanism. Discovered in a shipwreck in 1901, this Greek device dates back to at least 100 BC. It's often called the world's first analog computer. It's a complex system of 30 bronze gears that could track the cycles of the solar system, predict eclipses with terrifying accuracy, and even keep track of when the next Olympics were scheduled. What's embarrassing for us is that the level of mechanical precision in the Antikythera mechanism wasn't seen again in Europe for another 1,500 years. If you want to predict an eclipse today, you need a satellite and a supercomputer. The Greeks did it with a hand-cranked box the size of a toaster. It's the ultimate low-tech, high-tech. Speaking of doing more with less, let's look at Incan agricultural terraces. The Incas lived in the Andes, which, if you've ever seen a map, is a mostly just vertical rock. You can't exactly drive a tractor up a 60-degree incline. So, they built thousands of miles of stone terraces that turned mountains into giant green staircases. These weren't just dirt piles, they were engineered with layers of topsoil, sandy soil, and gravel for drainage. This prevented erosion and created microclimates at different altitudes, allowing them to grow a staggering variety of crops in a place where nothing should grow. Modern industrial farming relies on heavy chemicals and massive irrigation systems that often ruin the soil. The Incan terraces, they're still there. Many are still being farmed today, 500 years later, without a single drop of Monsanto interference. While the Incas were going up, the people of ancient India were going down. Let's talk about stepwells. In regions like Gujarat and Rajasthan, water is scarce. To solve this, they built Chand Bowery and other stepwells, massive inverted pyramids that reach deep into the water table. These weren't just wells. They were architectural marvels and social hubs. Because of the way they were built, the temperature at the bottom of the well was consistently 5 to 6 degrees cooler than at the surface. They served as a perfect, sustainable water storage system that didn't evaporate in the heat and provided a natural cooling center for the community. We use plastic pipes and electric pumps that break every 10 years. They used geometry and stone to create a permanent oasis. Finally, let's talk about Greek theater acoustics. If you go to a modern stadium or concert hall, you'll see millions of dollars worth of speakers, amplifiers, and sound dampening foam. If the power goes out, the person in the back row can't hear a thing. But at the ancient theater of Epidaurus, built in the 4th century BC, 14,000 people can hear a speaker on the stage whisper, unassisted. For decades, scientists were baffled. It turns out the Greeks used the limestone seats as a sophisticated acoustic filter. The rows of seats are spaced in a way that suppresses low-frequency background noise like the murmurs of the crowd and reflects high-frequency sounds from the stage back toward the audience. It's a natural, passive noise-canceling system that works better than your expensive headphones. No batteries, no wires, just pure physics and perfect masonry. It's easy to look back at history and see a bunch of people in tunics and think they were primitive. But maybe the real primitive ones are those of us who build things designed to break after the warranty expires. These ancient builders didn't just build for the next quarter, they built for the next millennium. So, which of these ancient tech pieces impressed you the most? Would you trade your AC for a Damascus cooling lattice? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this trip through history's greatest hits, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to list of 4 more deep dives into the stuff you didn't know you needed to know. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.